Yeah, good morning. I'm sitting here in a lovely chilly day in Bavaria. I want to talk about deconstruction of the current house today. Because the house has been sitting empty for so long and the critters have been in it, one of the first things I need to do is disconnect every circuit breaker in the house, because I don't really need a fire in it. And critters will chew on wires, and there's no telling what kind of condition they're in. So everything needs to be disconnected. I'll get a 100-foot roll, a 312, and put a 4-outlet box on the end of it and use that as a primary source for drop lights and for power tools. No reason to risk safety issues for an expedient method. After I get that done, all of the fixtures in the house need to come out, all the light fixtures, all the standard stuff on the walls. I need to take out all the window frames, the casements, need to take out the kitchen cabinets, need to take out the bathroom. Basically, I need to get everything out of the house that isn't drywall. Carpet's got to come up, any linoleum, and unfortunately there is some really ugly 1970s linoleum in it that need to come out. What I can repurpose or reuse, I will clean up and store in the basement. Things that I can't repurpose or reuse, I will either have to have them taken to the dump or figure out some kind of use for it. Linoleum, I can't really think of much of a use for it. It's nasty. The kitchen cabinets are actually in fairly good shape. They're old, 1970 style, but they look to be well built from what I can tell. I'll make more of a decision on that when I can actually see them. They do have a couple of spots that are problems that would be solved by eliminating those cabinet frames. The countertop, it's junk. It's Formica over particle board. It's gone. I'll replace it with a butcher block. The deck. There's a 40-foot by 8-foot deck on the front of the house. No other way to put it, it's dangerous. It is rotten. It wasn't built right to start with. They didn't use any kind of lag bolts. They didn't use any kind of hangers. And then they went and put plywood on top of it. And that's just dumb, because the plywood will retain the moisture and cause the deck boards underneath it to rot. When I tear it down, and it will be one of the first things I do, I think, I will keep and clean up any of the beams and 2x and things that are still good, and the rest of it I'll either burn it or use it for hugelkultur beds if they're not treated. After I get the inside stripped out like that, then the drywall needs to come out. A lot of people would just throw the drywall away. We're not going to. Used drywall has two purposes. You strip the paper off of it for the most part, break it up into chunks. You can grind it, you can step on it, pound it with a hammer or something. The powder stuff you can save and use in a pond to clarify it. Gypsum will bind with clay particles and cause it to sink to the bottom. The larger stuff can be put into flower beds or tilled into a garden, because it actually will work as a garden additive, soil builder. The insulation in the house is 40-year-old cellulose insulation. that was likely heavily treated with chemicals for fire retardant and insect repellent and things like that. Cellulose does break down. It's a good soil additive. However, with all of the chemicals in it, I don't want to use that for garden space. So what I will do is spread it out and use it as weed control. Once it gets wet, it'll form into a mat and works a lot like wood chips. Eventually the chemicals will break down if they haven't already started. But I don't want to put that in a garden area. I'll just use it on the weeds, and if it kills them, I really don't care. If you have any ideas, please post comments below. There'll be more videos coming out. Like and subscribe. Click the little bell button thingy on the side there, and you have a good day.